When it comes to being prepared for marathon training, there's nothing better than stacking up some consistent and strong weeks of training. For me, that's what this summer is about. This is a full week of pre-marathon training. So here we go, let's dive straight into it. You join me here on a Monday on the cycle track. As you can see, getting some lovely easy Monday miles in. 2 changes to the training, which I'll quickly talk about, and then we'll get straight into tomorrow's workouts. That is number 1. Moderate Mondays are changing to easy Mondays. I find it easier in these higher mileage sort of double threshold blocks. Third time I've done this style of training now. I find it easier to ditch the moderate Mondays and have a little bit more for my big old Tuesday that's coming up tomorrow. So just doing easy today. And number 2, I am hammering the fueling. This is new. It's not new. I tried it last year. I was just using the wrong type of fuel in the form of Morton. This year I've switched it up and I'm really hammering precision fuel and hydration gels. They are the ones that I'm spending way too much money on. Probably spent a good 200-300 quid already in the last 2-3 months on the gels, probably a couple of £100, and there'll be plenty more to come. Who said running was a cheap sport, eh? What a joke. But I found the precision gels to sit really nicely in the stomach, so I am just going all in on those. I'll be using them a lot this week, you'll see. I've been using it a lot so far. So yeah, those are the main 2 changes. Shoe choice today on Cloud Surfer 2. Been a good, solid, easily reliable shoe for me. And yeah, we'll just knuckle down with this one. Enjoy this one, get it done. We picked a good old week this week. It's going to be a scorcher. You'll see much more of that. Kick starting today at 23 degrees. Peaking, I think, later in the week around 27, 28. It's going to make this week very tricky. Glad I'm taking you along for the ride on this one. So welcome to Tuesday out here on the industrial estate today. Double threshold day today, and I'm going to go into why I'm doing this type of training a bit later. Obviously we go through the full week, so I'll give you a full explanation. Right now it's the morning, it is 20 past 8 and I need to get a wriggle on, so I'm going to get the workout done, which is 5x2k. This is going to be a staple throughout the summer basically. Just working on becoming more efficient in and around that LT1 area. We're just going to get rolling straight into this. Today temperature increase, we're up to 23 and I'm feeling it already. I forgot to give you shoe choice. Rebel version 5 came in yesterday, got delivered, so they're getting the nod today on this sesh. So 604 and 605 pace respectively, which is pretty much exactly what I've been doing, floating between 603 and 606 for the past 3 weeks, so perfect. Effort's a bit less than last week. It was hot last Tuesday as well, like today, but I feel a bit more in control. Quick glance at the heart rate shows that it is higher than normal, but it's much lower than last week. Last week was unbelievably high, so yeah, just neck a gel in between rep 2 and 3. Let's get on with rep 3. There we go, 3 and 4 done. 605 I think it was that way, 603 this way. Really solid today, great start. One more. So there we go, phase 1 complete. So this is going to be a nice 15-minute cool down now. Really happy with that. Nothing has changed in terms of paces, all still very much around that 603 to 606 realm, and I'll try and talk about this in a bit more detail later on, or later in the video. I've got fitter from last year, but whenever you kind of embark on these bigger training blocks again, maybe higher mileage, getting this double threshold work done, I think I mentioned it, it's my 3rd time doing it now, and last year I hit in and around the same paces. In theory, being fitter, the needle should have moved, but I'm not pushing that at the moment. I'm just going to let that come naturally. What feels out there to be the right effort is translating to the paces that they are, and I'm just not going to force it. The second you let ego get in the way and say to yourself, well, I'm fitter so I should be running faster, is the second that this type of training goes absolutely kaput, and you're going to end up on the injury bench. It's a very controlled style of training, a strong effort, nothing more. It doesn't need to be anything more, and I'll just wait for these little jumps in fitness to come throughout the summer. Certainly not going to come while it's this hot though. And speaking of hot, we are back out this evening for the PM session, which is 12 by 800 off 45 seconds recovery, targeting that LT2 area. So a little bit quicker than this morning, and it looks like we're going to have a bit of a headwind tailwind situation going on here. That's nothing new for the Docks Road in Lydney. Experience it all the time every time I come out and do sessions, remember it well from last year. But overall, feeling good, recovered well from this morning, as I have been in these last 2 weeks. Ate well, hydrated well today, fueled well for tonight. We'll get this one underway. Oh, and quickly, shoe choice, Adios Pro 3, the ones that I bought in from Tim to help with these evening sessions. I wouldn't use anything else, to be honest with you. Let's go. There we go, 4 done. The effort's right, but it is, oh, so hot. The vest is already stuck to me, sweat in the eyes. This is going to be a kind of a grindy type of evening. Wow, 10 by 800 done. This has been tough. Effort has been perfect. Paces have been lower because of the heat. It's harder, but we're nearly there. 2 more. Oh my life. Wow, done. 12 by 800. That was interesting. Look at the state of this. Oh my life, what a mess. Woo, there we go. Over 21 miles of the day, nearly 22. And yes, regardless of the fact that I'm a mess, that is another good Tuesday banked with some really solid work. 20k worth of work, 10 this morning, 10 tonight, wrapped in amongst some nice easy miles, short recoveries, happy days. Fueling on tonight's session, so this morning, to clarify, gel 10 minutes before. Obviously I ate breakfast, 2 big bowl of porridge, but gel 10 minutes before, again simulating what I would do on race day, and then a gel after the second rep. And that's all I did, because I'm running a bit low on the gels. And so tonight I did again a gel 10 minutes before I started, and then I had a gel after rep 2 and after rep 8 to keep myself topped up, and it works well. Previously I've double thresholded, if that's a word, and I've never really fueled, and I just come away at the end just like a zombie. Just, I literally feel like this and I could collapse, but I just don't when I fuel. And spoken to a couple of elite athletes on Instagram, exchanged a few messages with a couple of them about fueling on longer sessions and just fueling in general, and in particular with the Morton athletes, so the athletes that use Morton and are sponsored by them. The word coming out of their camp is basically you shouldn't really be going 15 minutes without some kind of fueling on these track sessions, whatever it might be. Basically, scientifically, and the reason why they want that is because they don't want you to get depleted, because obviously it takes longer to recover from. So they want you to keep your stores topped up so you never get to the point of depletion, which I guess makes sense. And that's exactly why I've started doing it as well. And I promise you, I feel a million times better on these double threshold days than I did previously from fueling. So I'm going to eat dinner now, get that in, and I'll see you on the next one. Yeah. If I thought Tuesday was bad, well, Thursday today is going to be worse. 29 degrees and it is already nearly 20 now at 8:15 in the morning. I've literally just done a mile and I am sweating buckets. And so with the heat in mind, I have some realistic goals for today's session as we get into it now. Wait for the beep. There we go, 3 miles and there's a bloody van coming. There he goes. Right, here we go. So, plan for today, Thursday, is in this training block a longer single mixed threshold session. It will always start, especially at this early stage, with 5k around LT1 effort, as we did on Tuesday morning. After that, I'll throw in a mix of some 2 and 1k reps. So last week I had 5 by k at LT1 effort, then 8 by k harder, and 4 by 500 to finish. Today, 4 by 2k, no, 3 by 2k, 4 by 1k. I appreciate these single sessions sound quite voluminous. I think what you've got to remember is when I get to a peak in my marathon training, I'm going to be hitting like 60 miles of marathon effort, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1k, all off a k float, 2.5 hour runs with negative splits, marathon effort, all of that stuff. So really today, if everything goes to plan, which I don't think it will, but if it does, no, positive mindset, it will, and I should get 15k of work banked, run for around hour 45, hour 50 maybe. We'll just see how we go. And the goals for this session, goal A, B and C. Goal A, obviously cut the efforts down. Goal B, hold all the efforts at LT1 effort, like I am now. And goal C, abandon the workout, but complete the distance and just run easy moderate. So there's one thing I've learned over the last couple of weeks in particular, just a timely reminder, happens every year. Just be flexible. These temperatures are not conducive to fast running. You won't run fast. Ego's got to go out the window. You've just got to bank what realistically will be a really good training effect from these runs. Right, so we're going to go with plan A for as long as we can, and then I think the reality is revert to plan B, because I want to do the cycle track loop. I did it last week and hold on, there we go, 6:23 per mile for that 5k, 2 minutes easy jog. Last week was 6:16, so as you can see, well off the paces. Last week I did the cycle track, and obviously it's down this side, up the other, and it's a brutal up the other side. It's easier to come back up this side, but it nearly broke me, and I vowed not to do another session on the cycle track going up that way. But if I'm completely honest with you, I would swap that for shade any day of the week. I keep getting pockets of sun and it is like, it's horrific. So I'm just going to stay in the shade for as long as I can, get out of this and stay on the cycle track. And I don't care about paces or how hard it's going to be up that side. I'm just going to go for the distance, the duration, the effort, and everything else can fall by the wayside. Fueling as well. Gel 10 minutes before, obviously big bowl of porridge. Gel 10 minutes before. Stirka drink mix, needs to keep hydrated. And 3 gels en route, 1 every 25 minutes, so it'll be 25:50, and then 1 hour 15. So a lot of fueling today. There we go, we're on to plan B. Simple as that. Basically 2x2k done, 1 more to go, and I'm just putting in the same effort. It's going to be monotonous, but I don't think I have it in me today. We're about to hit the uphill. Never thought I'd say this. Huge GPS glitch on the first one. Suddenly I dropped a 5:11 mile apparently. Not quite sure how that happened. That second one was downhill and 6:18 per mile, so I think realistically now going up this way we're looking in the 6:30s, 6:40s, which on a normal day might be a good moderate effort, but we'll just get it done. There we go, did it. That was not as bad as last week, believe it or not. Coming up the other side of the cycle track, I think I was splitting like 6:40s, 6:50s, but I felt relatively okay up there. GPS kept dipping out, flashing up on my watch saying weak signal, so I never really knew what pace I was doing. But it was quicker than last week and the effort was right. So a quick explanation as to what today was all about and why we're doing the training we're doing before we get into tomorrow's easy run. So effectively, as I've said, I'm double threshold training. This has been brought to the forefront over the last few years. Of course, famously, Bakken documented all of this. If you Google Bakken, I think it's Marius Bakken, double threshold, you'll see a lot of papers and research that he did on double threshold training. The Ingebrigtsens really made it famous, and there's been a lot of success over the last few years of people adopting this methodology, and I for one enjoy training that way, which is why I like to incorporate it. I get good volume but without going to the well on those sessions. Yes, it's hard and this weather makes everything a little bit tougher, but on a normal week where the temperatures aren't quite as high, you rinse yourself, but you're not hands on your knees type of interval gassed, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It's controlled, all right? And then, but what I've got to think about is adapting it slightly, because everyone documents this double threshold Tuesday and Thursday. So what I did on Tuesday, maybe a bit less volume, but replicate it on Thursday and then hills on a Saturday. And that is a rinse and repeat formula in Jakob's base training. Well, that's what's been documented. I'm sure he tinkers and refines it, but that's the general gist of it. But what we have to remember is, and in me in particular, I'm not a 1500 meter runner or a 5k runner really, although I've done a 5k block. I much prefer training for longer distances. And so when I had success with Abingdon last year, where I did a double threshold block and then launched into marathon training and got myself super fit, I adapted it slightly so that I had a long run in there, plus the double threshold and a fartlek workout. So today, in my last block, would have been a fartlek workout. To be completely honest, I've been enjoying hills so much, never thought I'd say that I wanted to keep the hills in, which I've moved to a Saturday. So the way I have structured it now to adapt it to be pre-marathon training and really building a strong foundation to launch once again into a marathon block is to keep that double threshold on a Tuesday, make a longer single threshold session of mixed threshold on a Thursday to get kill two birds with one stone, get a long run in. I'm going to get 16 miles done today, plus some really good quality work, and then be able to keep my hills on a Saturday. So I hope that makes sense. All in all, in the week, 35k worth of threshold volume, mixed threshold volume, in and amongst this bigger mileage week for me. In a pre-build up to marathon training, I get a long run done at the same time, I get some hills for strength, and I get a strong 21-22 mile day on Tuesday. It all adds up and it's all really good. So gonna finish this cool down and I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh look, go fast shoes, go fast shorts, go fast vest, chorus. Smile of a man who's done too many miles today already.
Discount in the description. Hey, so I lied, I am back out today Thanks James for the narration there of my lovely vest, shorts and shoes.
Lovely.
Lovely. I forgot I doubled today. Easy with these two. We'll get 5 miles in tonight and I'll see you tomorrow properly now. So welcome to Friday. One more workout tomorrow to cap off a really good week. I'm feeling really good today. It's the hottest day today, 30 degrees, and I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but I am drowning in a pool of sweat already. But I will tell you something, I feel really good, and there's a couple of things I just want to share with you as to why I think that before we get into tomorrow's workout. Number one, I've really made an effort, and I always do, to be honest with you, but it's something that I really should emphasize on here with recovery at the end of each day. Lots of massage gun action, bit of stretching, bit of flexibility. I can easily seize up, and I'm finding as I get older I seize up much quicker, so spending 10-15 minutes a night on that sort of stuff makes the world of difference when you're stacking up these weeks. And the second thing is eating and drinking a lot, and I mean a lot, maybe excessive amounts, but for the double days I eat a lot in the day. I'm a vegetarian, so I'll put something vegetarian meat wise with rice. I often eat gluten-free stuff just to keep the stomach settled, and I do have an issue with gluten, so I've been more hot on that lately. But more so than anything, I think hydration actually is more key, because what I can find is I could eat a ton of food, but if I'm not well hydrated, I can have the energy on a session, but my mind isn't sharp. I feel very sluggish. Whereas if I'm hydrated, maybe haven't quite eaten enough, but I'm really well hydrated, my mind is sharp and I can kind of dig deep for a little bit longer. And I have honestly been drinking litres of water this week. And obviously I wouldn't quite drink as much as I normally do this week in a normal week where it's a bit cooler. I still drink a lot and eat a lot, but this week I've put much more of an emphasis on it. And just coming out here today on the Friday after a really good first half of the week and with just one workout to go, I feel really good. This is obviously week 3 for me now in this build up. Week 1 had a race in it, but I still got my double threshold day done and the hills. Last week was to plan, double threshold, single threshold, hills, and so week 3 now, another double threshold, single threshold and hills tomorrow. So yeah, it's paid dividends this week just to look after yourself. It's not just the miles you put in, it's what you do to your body in between that allows you to log those miles. So I'm going to tick along nicely on this one, keep it nice and chilled, enjoy what the forest has to offer today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the last session of the week. Yes, we have made it to the final boss. We are here on Saturday, last workout. I am excited for this one. I feel good, although I'm gonna say it again, it's another 30-degree day. It is hot, so that's all good. We've been taking precautions all week with lots of food, lots of hydration, as I mentioned yesterday, and today we have 20 by 30-second hills sandwiched within a very long, easy, I might add, warm up and cool down. So I'm aiming to get around about 12 to 13 miles done today. I'm going to do 5 miles warm up, roughly, just my normal easy loop. I'll reach the bottom of the hill, I'll do the hill reps, and then I'll do a partial bit of that loop in reverse. But I keep everything around it nice and easy, and I've been enjoying these hills. I felt the benefit through the 5k training block, putting the hill reps on the end of the Monday run, and now I'm doing a weekly dedicated session with them. And I did the hills back in the winter as well, and I vowed to myself I want to keep them in anyway, so I'm trying to stay as true to this sort of let's say base phase threshold training model as possible. Talked about it before earlier in the video. It should be 20 by 200 meters. That's kind of the standard. I just flipped it to 30 seconds because I prefer working in time to distance. And the shoe choice today is the Adios 9. So this week we've had the On Cloud Surfer 2, we've had the Evo SL, we've had the Adios Pro 3, we've had the New Balance Rebel version 5, and now we've got the Adios 9. 5 wonderful shoes, very grateful to have them all in my rotation. Let's get to the bottom of this hill, get this workout underway. Right, I'll just pause it for a second. Here we go. So I'm going to put the camera down somewhere around here, stash it, get a couple of reps filmed. I'm not going to be able to record the whole thing. I want to focus today. Form and power up this hill. Let's get on with it. Final boss complete. So very happy with that. It is like running in an oven today, it really is. So grateful to get that done. You should never feel, or for me, the purpose of these hills, they're not hill sprints, they're just strong efforts. So there should never be a point in that workout where I'm going, I don't think I'm going to make this, because I like to keep a decent effort back down the hill as well, keep the heart rate elevated for a bit longer, work on the endurance side of it, as well as obviously the speed and the power that you get from the hills. I also find a really good connection with these shoes and these type of workouts, which is why I was doing my 5k block in them, the speed stuff. I feel like as I'm towing off up the hill, I'm really feeling that connection with my glute, and like my glutes now are throbbing. I know they've done a hill workout, and that's really good. I don't like to be wearing a bigger stack shoe for that sort of stuff and kind of get the foam to do the work, and maybe a plate as well. I want to make sure I'm getting all that good work done. So there we go, that is a week, a full week of pre-marathon training done. Training to train, getting the body prepared, and also pushing the mileage a little bit. Going to be 75 for this week, or around 120k. Very, very happy with that, and I appreciate you guys following along if you made it to the end. And if you enjoyed this one, guys, I'll make sure I leave a link up here to a video talking about running slow to run fast. Is it a myth or is it all marketing? Go check that one out, and if you enjoy that one, maybe check this one out down here too. You might like that one as well. And I'll see you guys over on one of those.